What? And Tinto, the mare from Toowoomba's revving up, but Happy Clapper burst to the front, and Happy Clapper, Brenton Abdullah takes out the Villiers from Tinto second. It's somewhat third. Moral Victory ran a big race.
Happy Clapper in the week we farewell, I guess, Patrick Webster from the training ranks. Happy Clapper, just celebrating Happy Clapper winning the Villiers, which is the feature this Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know what day of the week it is.
You saw me yesterday, that's the problem.
Yeah, I know.
Daggy, throwing you off there,
This Saturday's Villiers. Fun fact, Happy Clapper apparently is the only horse to win all three feature Randwick miles. Villiers, Doncaster and Epsom. Only horse to do it.
Wow.
So there you go.
Good horse.
Good horse, yeah. Unfortunately, ran into Winks, so...
Yeah.
Modern day
If only.
A-list, I suppose. But anyway, he did all right, still up with 7 mil or something, so I'm sure they're okay. Good day of racing. We've got a little bit of rain on the way in Sydney at Randwick, but it is a currently good track. Rails in the true, only about 5 mil, so hopefully then he just takes the edge off and plays fair enough. Should we get straight into it? You got anything to talk about? Should we play?
No, nothing to talk about, mate. Nothing we didn't talk about yesterday. Racing today. Racing tomorrow, Lots of races.
We'll plug progroupracing.com.au though.
Yes.
Where you can find all our stuff as well as plenty of news, features and tips. So check them out. And of course, if you're new to the show, subscribe and hit the notification button on both YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere good podcasts are found. You'll find this one as well. So we'll get into it. We'll look at Randwick here. Anticipating to play pretty fair. Standard Randwick, no real tricks to it. Maybe a bit on Pacey Shirley and down the outside late, but should be fine. 2 highways, which are you happy to raise a bat in both?
I did come up with Pinnacle Prince. It is the favourite in the second highway. I passed the first one based on the fact that its first up 2 runs to date have been very good, and it won its first and ran second. It's Me.
Yep.
In its second start, so has obvious ability and was given a pretty easy trial a few weeks back, so I'd expect this to be ready and raring to go, and with that form line, it's probably hard to beat.
Great. Let's get into the bulk of the card. Race 3's 1100 metre, benchmark 72, a bit of midweek standard stuff here. Do you want to lead us away, or you?
What do you got?
There's 3 main hopes, but I'm actually going to just, if this horse puts together and can blow it away, I think Trevest is a talented horse. It's got some head issues, for lack of a better term, but another nice trialled quite well. Coming back here, kept fresh. Tommy Berry has liked the horse, he's stated that plenty of times. Greg Hickman has an opinion of the horse. I think if this puts it all together, it could come down the outside and just blow this field away. Ballistic Lovers Flying, that was the hot time form race that came through when Britain came out and won out of that, and so that form will stand up all right. And the trial of the face was okay as well, and with the scratching of, I believe Malkovich is going around tonight, probably gets control here. So they're the 3 for me, but Travis on top. I
kind of thought pretty similar to you. Thought Travis, if it puts its best foot forward, it's going to be really hard to beat. A couple of starts back, it ran close up third to Edison, who won on the weekend. Last weekend, on heavy going, and was started favourite. Come out after that and was pretty close behind Dancing Gidget as a favourite as well. Been freshened up for this, and I think it's had 2 first ups runs and won them both. So it goes well fresh, there's no doubt about it. So look, it could be a really good chance at $6.50.
Fantastic. The 4th is the listed Christmas Cup, and Christmas might be here by the time some of this field finishes, but it's not the most inspiring field. Do you want to kick us off here? Or?
Look, I'm not a overly big fan of these races. I quite often think they take turns in winning, and Significance took its turn last week when I thought Accountability would win. Look, it's really hard to find something in this. If I was forced to have a pick, I think probably the form around the Accountability is the best, given that it'll be in the finish. That's all I've really got for it.
Agree. That the interesting thing about this race is the 2. I'm saying the He Runs Away race is awful, which means I can pen most of this race. The 2 away from that you find are Accountability and Significance, and I've got those 2 probably on top. But neither of them had the 2,500 metre run, which is the only question mark. But quick backup again, accountability. It was a bit of a sleepy ride, for lack of a better term, last week from J-Mac. Probably should have won that race.
Yeah.
Tommy Berry, gate 2 on top for me as well. Insignificance was pretty strong through the line last week as well, just going away from that form and going away from the He Runs Away race. So that was the thinking there, and that's how I landed on those two with
me
concerns.
Too. Similar.
The English Nursery, the restricted race for English horses, is race 5. Sometimes these restricted races can throw up a trick, so I stayed away from this one as well.
Me too.
Yep, cool, nice and easy in that case. Race 6 though is a race I'm much keener on. 1,200 metres. We see the return of Tailleur from its demolition job down at Moonee Valley, and how are you playing it?
Exactly that way. Best bet on the day. Best bet on the card. Tailleur looks very hard to beat in this, and interesting they've brought it back right now for these races. So yeah, that's for me.
Yeah, and it's been doing all the stuff on it. It's won on good, but all its last prep was the heavy stuff. I think obviously dries no problem, and I think this might go through. I don't know if it's a Millions horse.
That's what I was just looking.
I just wonder what's here for. Maybe Magic Millions.
Maybe it's getting a run under its belt and off to Gold Coast or something.
Yeah, but otherwise if it's just gonna race through summer, it could win 3 or 4 in a row, and not that there's much of a price around it, but I think it's the best bet of the day. Good bet.
I thought it'll start odds on.
Yep. 3 was quite impressive resuming, but different class in my opinion. No need to really talk about much more. Race 7 is the Quincy Seltzer Razor Sharp listed race over the 1,200. Trickier affair. What do you make of Snit's first up? It sort of got buffeted, but then really just dropped out. I didn't know whether there was Nash putting it away or whether it was just didn't really run through the line. I didn't know where to place it. So
yeah, me too. I was a bit similar to you. It was an interesting run. Did get a bit of buffeting. Probably they might try and take it more forward in this race, but Space Boy's going to lead.
Yep.
And he's going really well. My only question mark over Space Boy is the 1,200. Yep. Can it run a strong 1,200? What are your thoughts?
No. I think it's a 1,000 metre horse. I think it can, in this race, it can run a place.
Yeah.
Just cover through having all the right.
Well, that's what I was trying to line up.
So, I want to back it, especially if Kathy?
It was 1,100 last start, wasn't it?
Yes.
And
it was fine.
And it still finished off okay. It was only in the last 50 did the other thing go past it. It had to sit the whole way. It's beat at the last 2 runs.
On top of that, so it's just.
So it's going to get a good run.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to take it on here.
I think it gets enough control where it can run a place. I don't know if it gets enough control where it holds out either a theory or
can continue to keep flying.
Even
Southern Lad.
Yeah,
it's an open race. I think any of the top 4 can win, depending on if Snitz comes back okay. Look, I probably settled on a theory purely because I think it might get the sit, and Space Boy will ensure there's some pace on for it.
Yep.
And it's probably the strongest 1,200 metre in this horse in this race. Southern Lad. I did follow a bit last preparation and was a bit disappointed by it. I thought a lot of starts at favourite and didn't live up to expectation for me. So for that reason, I like a theory, but Space Boy scares me if it can run the distance.
Yeah, I've got a theory on top. I like the trial since. It was a very nice trial too. Took where it just led up and here it'll sit clip just behind Space Boy. I think a theory's on top. If Snitz does bounce back, it has won a pretty good second up record, and it likes this track. It is a Randwick horse. Can bounce back. Nothing else in the race interests me in the slightest. Southern Lad. The only thing I'll say is John O'Shea's going better now than he was 6 months ago.
Yep.
But I've given that enough chances. So yeah, for me, I think and In and Up's a little battler. I always spruik it, but it keeps running fourth for me this start. But it can run top 4 again. Whatever that means. But theory clearly on top, and the theory's probably actually proven itself to be where it came back from it. We had a bit of doubt, so it's actually proven itself to be a consistent little battler. So theory on top for both of us there. The feature is the mile, the Villiers Stakes Group 2 free ticket into what's next, the Doncaster? Yes, the Doncaster. So free ticket into Doncaster, and we see Outrageous, Cryderis, and Graceful Glamour heading to market. Got an opinion on this one?
Yeah, good race. We've got a couple of leaders, a couple that just sit off the pace, and a couple of backmarkers. So it'll be a really interesting run affair. I think, the Grey will go out and lead and found form last start, and that was really impressive. First good run in a long time. Don't know if it can continue that. Outrageous is flying at the moment. Very impressive last start. Drawn 10. So interesting to see where Outrageous and where Berry can get Outrageous sitting. I've settled on Through the Cracks.
Okay. Yeah.
Thought its run 2 starts back was very good. I thought it wasn't suited last start. It got a little bit out of its ground. Still hit the line quite okay. I think it might get a little bit better luck in running tomorrow. Avdallah from the 8 gate, and might be just a little bit closer to the speed than Cryderis, and for that reason, don't think Cryderis can run it now.
No, that's fine. Maybe I've gone off a bit early, but I'd sort of just think we found a level of Cryderis, but it did last start. You can forgive the Golden Eagle. I thought Outrageous fitted the Tommy Berry feature race. Just come down the outside with one run. Is he going to get there or miss? Hopefully he doesn't. He does. He was a bit tainted for a while there with I think he's on Chautauqua half the time on back markers and maybe waiting that 100 metres too long, but he seems to have got that out of his system. I think it's on top for me from Graceful Glamour, who has been up for a long time now, but sets up nicely. 2,000 back to a mile is a nice setup for Randwick. And they're the two for me on top. The 2 other ones I'll be putting in a quaddie. 3 other ones I should say will be Cryderis, Sambro, Gate 1, Glenn's a concern, but I made a case for it 3 weeks back, and we probably don't need to talk about a horse that hasn't won for 1,000 days. Even though Kementari did last week, and Through the Cracks goes in the quaddie as well. Berta Beck, nothing's run out of that Greys race yet, so I'm quite happy to continue to say that is awful form. So Outrageous on top for me, and the Beavers with Through the Cracks.
100%.
Let's race 9, another mile here, benchmark 88. Maybe a less inspiring affair, but I'll kick off. I'll say Spirit Ridge returned pretty well last start. Has Metro, probably the strongest Metro form here, with the Kenzo win, and I guess the form around the Newcastle form is okay with Supers. But when you really interrogate it, the only other one I could entertain would be Kerwin's Lane. But if you forgive Kembla and forgive the heavy before that, Gate 1, a soft run for Avdallah. I went away to get rid of Regal Stage, who's flying, but he is beating up horses at Gun to Guy and Mudgee, and we do have a line in town that he's probably a level below.
And you're not allowed to keep that kind of form.
And I've barred myself from Tari, Mudgee, and Gun to Guy in town. I did fill up on it at Mudgee though, so thank you very much. But apart from that, Matawi's the other one for my quaddie there. I've rambled enough. New arrangements, another horse doesn't win. What about yourself?
I'm not going to have anything, mate. I'll just let you take the reins there.
Okay, no worries. The 1400 metre
for you.
Is another wide open affair. You got something here, or should I?
Yeah, no, didn't really like anything here either, mate, that I could tip with any confidence. If I was forced to have a pick, I'll probably just have a little bit of a play on Monegal, and he's a hot shot.
Yep. No, Monegal again. Nice win. I found it down there at Kembla. It was a nice return. Now she draws inside after a spate of pretty ordinary gates. Gets J-Mac, and it's $14, so easy bet to have. Knight of Power through the same form line, easy bet to have, about $8. And the rest of the field, and he's a hot shot, gets control, but they're the 2 out of the same race are the 2 all back each way, and keep it simple to wrap up the day. Let's shoot our summary on Randwick on Villiers Day. I think I'm doing a quaddie in Sydney, I hope.
Yep.
I'll do that first. And the quaddie 3, 7, 8 and 10 into 3, 4, 12 and 15, 4, 8, 12, 14, 15, 3, 5 and 6. It's just over 20% for your $50. Best for me is, as it will be for Beaver, is Tailleur, and my value will be Monagle in the last. What about yourself?
Yeah, my best is Tailleur, as you just said, and my value bet of the day is in race 8 through the cracks, about $6.
Yeah, great, excellent. I think there's I like days where you can narrow most races down to 2 and 3 chances, and then from there you can follow either the market or the mounting out and hopefully get a leg up.
Yep.
Which is what we're hoping we can do. Progretracing.com.au, don't forget about them, of course. But what we're hoping we can do, though, is head to Flemington and play today similarly. I just, struggled a bit with this card. It was one of the weaker Flemington cards we've had for a while. The rail's in the 10 metre, a little bit of rain around as well. So I guess we'll keep an eye on that. But 2-year-olds in the first, you're passing there?
Passing the first, passing the second for me, mate.
Yeah, the girls benchmark 70 and it was too hard for me as well. A lot of evenly rated horses and nothing I can stamp as something I want to tip. So we'll head into the third, where what do you do with Coolth?
Yeah, I'm on Coolth.
Okay, talk us through it because yes, I'm
Yeah, I thought the first up run wasn't too bad. Like its prep before that was very good. First up, got back. I thought it was good enough at Moonee Valley over the 1600 metres. I think second up today, stepping up a bit further. I think the big long straight at Flemington certainly suits. The tighter track at Moonee Valley, I don't necessarily think.
It had it was complete leaders that night as well.
And it was also a leaders track, so I thought it did well to probably finish fourth. And yeah, I think it's going to be really hard to beat here. A couple of other good chances, but for me, Coolth.
Yeah, on top for me as well. I like everything you said. I think Flemington suits the stable, I believe. Say they've finally got the pennies dropped with it, because there was always a talented horse that just was a bit of a lunatic, but did chase Persan, that said, twice.
That's right.
So coming here, there's no Persan here. Soft run, only has to hopefully pop off and get around the leader to win this race.
Yep.
And that's what I think it'll do. Cool. Outside of that, the obvious is the Chief Altoni form, who will have a line through tonight when the horse we both tipped, and I've just forgotten his name, runs at Moonee Valley.
Yep.
Finished third in the Chief Altoni race. Anyway, on to the fourth, the Stayers Cup at 2500. How's this for a race?
Yeah.
What do we do with Charlie Rose? Picket fence, but it's now been up a while.
It has been up a while, but it's still another race that's set up for it to win.
Yep.
Well, it's only had three runs.
Yeah, it's only fourth up.
So it's only fourth up. That's not too bad. This is not a tough race. Gets in here well weighted. Looks to get a good trail. Sitting leaders back or just behind that. $3.50. I think that's nice little odds for me. Red Alto probably leads them up, and Charlie Rose probably just sits behind that. Again, the 2500.
Yeah,
right up its alley.
Yep. I'm going to go for Miyake here. It's come out of the lowest midweek race in Sydney I've ever seen, and that fits right into Melbourne, so that's good. I think it can go down there. It's had the 2,400 metre kill, two of them, two 2,500 metre runs, giving that as a tick over 25 now. To just turn the tables on Charlie Rose, who's 18 up to 25. And then I think the market's right. The clear third choice there is Reflect the Stars, who's flying.
I know this isn't a great race, but that Warwick Farm race that Miyake was low.
I think one of them, I could have beat half.
And I think Miyake was, it wasn't going, it was took off, and the other thing was coming at it on the line.
Yes. We'll know. Tomorrow will be the perfect summary of just what Melbourne and Sydney form, how it lines up.
Yeah, it will be. That will be
we'll know for sure. Let's be honest, I'm probably not going to have anything. I'm not having the house on either of these two horses. I think they're the only two, but I just thought I'd throw it out there that the 2,500 metre springboard might be better for Miyake. Here's a cracking race, and one I actually don't have an idea in, is the Legend Sprint, 1,000 metres. You could make a case for all of them.
Yep.
Do you have a case made?
Yeah, I do have a case made. I've settled on Prezado.
Yep.
A bit worried about the 62 kilos, but they're all pretty high up in the weights. Given its form down the straight track last preparation, it's pretty hard to go past. Fabagino's suited by Flemington. Just hard to get a line. Two starts back was good.
Fabagino coming out of Group 1 stuff.
Yep.
against Prezado, whose going life is 1,000 metres up the straight. So.
Yep, and I thought Prezado's run at Moonee Valley first up was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was stuck up on the fence, didn't probably get clear when it needed some clear running.
Yep.
And still stuck on okay. I can't even remember what won that race. Grandview Avenue, that's right. So Grandview Avenue controlled the pace at Moonee Valley and killed them. But Prezado looked like it had something in its tank around the bend there, but the other thing had just got the sit and sprint.
Yep.
And we know Prezado's not that suited to Moonee Valley. So I just thought it might switch to turn the tables on Grandview Avenue.
And you're not tipping William Thomas this week?
No, thank you.
And Shimino's the other one. Shimino was quite impressive last start. I can't separate those four. I don't quite know which way to look with those four.
Yeah. And that's why they're almost all equal in the market.
Yeah, so I will...
Yeah, Prezado on top for me.
I will tip that one as too hard for me. The Prince of Penzance plate over 1,200. Weird race to name after that horse, but anyway. Again, a tough affair. Do you have any thoughts up the straight here?
Yeah, I went for 8.10 from the McAvoy stable. Thought it was pretty good first up.
Yep.
Won well, knuckled down really well. I think it was in a race in Morphettville, and there was only 2 chances in that race.
Yep, beat Tully's Gold, who
goes quite well.
Yep.
And it was second favourite, and it was first up, and it just sat behind Tully's Gold, and we just went away from it. Won really, really convincingly. Liked the way it hit the line, hoping that it can get just the sit behind here with some pace on, and hopefully hit the line just as well. So 650, I think, is very nice odds.
Yeah, easy. Again, that's my starting point. Nice return. The horses at the top of the weight are all a bit either tied to each other or just don't win. So that's what I was looking. If I was going to have any bets away from it, it'd be 2 at big odds. Moroku, who's first up, lightly raced first up for Peter Moody, and maybe something more wanted just because I do every time it goes around. But don't do that, everybody. It doesn't help. So 10 from 9 for me, just a spec on 9 at the $35. Just in case it is a lightly raced horse with something. You can train that Peter Moody. I know it's been forgotten, but
yes.
Not a bad trainer, that bloke.
Yeah, he's trained a few winners in his time.
Yeah, so let's head to the efficient trophy, 1410 metres, where I will probably tip the same horse as you in saying that I liked Bandersnatch's return.
It's very good. I was on Bandersnatch.
Yeah, you did.
Put you onto that one, mate.
Yeah, I missed that altogether when we were going through the form, but
yep.
You found it. This is a field full of numbers. First up, new stable, 1 from 1. I thought it was pretty impressive. Ridden quietly.
Great run.
And it beat, I think, half this field.
Yeah.
And Flemington's going to suit it.
Yeah, it was a quality run.
Blended in and ran away.
Yeah, it just gave it time to settle and then just hooked it out and it went bang.
Yep.
It was really good. It's drawn the 1 gate, which has got to get off the fence here, but Will Price is going good. Gets the 3 kilo claim, 57. Gets in nicely here. Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm scared of is gate 1 at that stage. But Will Price is riding quite well.
I think he's riding quite well, and some of these will be going backwards. It's not a huge field.
Yeah. The Rogan Josh handicap over 1,800 metres.
You're making me hungry, mate.
No, I know. Let's pay for some lunch then. What do you like here? Didn't like it.
Come up with anything really, mate. It was a bit tough for me.
Your horse re-edits here, actually.
No, it's scratched, I think.
Oh, is it? That's why I don't have my tips.
That's why. That's why I've got nothing.
That's why I didn't have my notes. So the two ones I can back here. Somerset Morn's Flying has been good. This is back to a weaker race than last time, and Kaplumpage. I know it's the emergency, but Ben Mellum, just an honest little thing that will be in the finish again because it always is, and is double figures. $8. If it gets a run. The one at big odds that's come back with in pretty good form is Black Sail. Top of the weights, split Pancho and Tabby Dance last start, so that form obviously looks not too bad now. Hasn't been a horse I've really found over the years, but this prep's been going quite well. So the 3 I guess I'll look to play here.
Yeah.
But a tough race again.
Yeah, not for me.
The Legends Trophy, 1,100 metres, wraps up the day for the girls, and your girl McCrura has gone down to Melbourne. Is that the
Not
right?
mine anymore, mate.
Is that the right rain going down to Melbourne class?
I don't know, maybe. We'll see when Miyake runs earlier in the day what
That's
your
true.
thoughts are there. That'll tell us a little bit.
Frank all the form.
Yeah, that's right. I come up with Paul's Regret here.
Yep.
Thought the first up run was very impressive. Was a lot to like about that. And just I wasn't 100% sure on Makura and drawn out. It's down the straight, so it probably helps. But yeah, I just think Paul's Regret for me. They're probably thinking Makura might go better down the straight. Maybe it will, but that's where I've landed.
Trying to get out of Sydney, but I'm with Paul's Regret too. I was very keen on it first up. I had a nice result with it and Kissinger and all up at Warrnambool. And it's a horse that's always had ability. It's come through some better stuff here than this chasing Cordelia and Mystery Shot and even Broadway and Fourth before that. It's that level of filly or mare, and it's now in a weaker race. Gate 8's fine this time of the day. I think around 550. It's a great each way bet.
Yeah.
Tremendous bet here. And that's how I'll wrap the day up by suggesting that will be my best of the day, just about that, and Bandersnatch, the two for me. And, well, that can be, let's call that my value, but the two at a big double figure odds of Black Sail and Maruka as well to wrap up my tips for the afternoon. What about yourself, Beaver? How are you playing Flemington? And give us a quaddie first of all.
No, I'm going to give you my best Bandersnatch.
Okay.
Race 7, number 1, Bandersnatch. And my best value bet of the day comes up in race 6, number 10, A10.
Very good. Do you want to go north for us, Beaver?
No, I'll give you my quaddie.
I'll do that too, yeah.
You're all over the joint.
I've got, it's been a long week. I'm ready for Christmas.
You're up and down like a honeymooner's dick there, mate. Quaddie. Race first leg. 1, 2, 10, 11.
Yep.
Happy with that? Got that?
Yep.
Good. Next leg is 1, 5, and 6.
Yep.
In the third leg, I've gone pretty wide. 2, 3, 6, 8, 11, and 14.
Okay, finishing up.
And I'm going to finish up with 4, 5, and 8.
Perfect. 8 gives us 12. 1, 2, 3, 4.
180
6,
combination.
180. Yes, yep.
25%.
Beautiful. So 25% for your $50 on behalf of the Beaver for our Flemington quaddie to get your last week of shopping done before Chrissy. Do you have any up north?
Yes, I do.
You've got a couple running probably in the next 10 minutes at Doomben, the way we're going. But what have you got up north tomorrow?
What have I got up north? Just hang on a sec here, mate. I've just got to find where I had my tips. Hang on a sec here, folks.
Yep. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourself. Beaver's done nothing. I had race 7, number 8, Boomtown Lass. I'm tipping the Boomtown to bounce back after last week. Bit disappointing. I've got race 8, number 2, Profit. Very impressive last start. I think that'll be winning $2.80. It's probably close to the best bet on the day. I think it might knock over Frosty Rocks or ensure there's some pace on. And there was one a little bit earlier in the day at a bit of value, which was race 3, number 9, Socialising.
Very good. ProGroupRacing.com.au for all your racing needs. Check them out. Check us out. Subscribe, as we've said. Leave us some feedback. Give us a thumbs up, a like on our social media or our YouTube or our Spotify. And until then, Beaver, good luck tomorrow. And we will catch up next Tuesday, I believe.
Yes.
For midweek racing. I'll check the diary, but I believe it'll be the Wednesday meet. And then last meet before Christmas next week.
Love your work.
Yep. Take care, guys, and we'll speak to you very soon.